Hello, friends. It's Stacy with Shakti Tribe, and today I'm talking about Shakti Tantra Yoga. So, another word I have for this is radical sacred feminism. And the Tantras are ancient texts that go all the way back to maybe 500 to about maybe 1000 CE. And they are sacred texts, sort of like the Bible, the Bhagavad Gita, the Vedas, that have given us fantastic, amazing practices that in today's society we might call mindfulness, breath practice, yoga. Um, and it's really an art and a science and a tradition, which is very, very vast. And I am zeroing in on a particular sect of this, which is a form of Hinduism. The Tantras are also the roots of Tibetan Buddhism, Jainism, and we can weave all that all the way back to probably ancient Egypt as well. Okay, so Tantra has actually been very misunderstood. In Western culture, we think it's just about sex. And in Western culture's view of sexuality is very immature. And although there are sexual practices, it is not the focus of Tantra. Tantra is about weaving and expanding the sacred masculine, which we call Shiva, which is pure consciousness, with the sacred feminine, Shakti, which is the manifest world, and also the transformational energy inside of you. So it is a non-dual tradition that is all about helping you realize that you are a sacred, multi-dimension based, magical being. And the thing that's super cool is that we discover this. We're kind of like scientists, we're artists, we're just psychonauts, literally experimenting, because it's not like some external force, which we're kind of used to, maybe an external male god shaking his finger at you is going to tell you what's what and who's who. Tantra is a means to, from within you, via some of these practices, to realize your true nature, which I think is actually Mother Nature. That's kind of how I feel. I try to connect with Mother Nature, which helps me to realize this. So in my tradition, Shaktiism, there's goddesses. So this is actually radical sacred goddess worship. And these goddesses all have different personalities or representations, frequencies in the phenomenal world. And they all are a reflection of Mother Earth, and they're all a reflection of women. So we live in a time today where it's very important to our survival to protect, respect, and regard the sacred feminine, which is all the women on the planet. It's the feminine characteristics within all of us, and that would be things like empathy, emotional intelligence, intuition, some of those things that we might say have dismissed as woo-woo. Those are natural human abilities because we are connected completely with Mother Earth. We're connected with each other, and Tantra is a means to connect in with yourself to realize that reality. Okay, so it is a non-dual, non-dogmatic tradition. And that basically means that, hey, we're all one family, we're all children of Mother Earth, and we're all sacred. And that's actually a radical concept right now. As we move out of an old frequency or an old level of consciousness, which no longer serves. We're moving out of a dictatorial and dominator culture into a unity and partnership culture. So the resurrection, or the maybe you want to call it the second coming of Christ, or a higher level of consciousness, Buddha consciousness, light, Mother Earth, whatever you want to call it, is actually coming from within us as a collective people. So we see a lot of suffering in the world, and that's very painful. But at the same time, I know that the opposite is true. Everything exists in polarity, and people are awakening. People are awakening to a higher level of consciousness. We're realizing that we are one, that we need to treat each other like brothers and sisters. So what I'm offering up is practice. My path has been the right-handed path, which is more of a stricter kind of by the book practice, meditation, breath work, that sort of thing. And then there's also the left-handed path, and the left-handed path is the more taboo path. Sacred feminism, that's really taboo. Okay, the left-handed path may do things like maybe they participate in drugs and alcohol or sexuality. And it's really about embracing your desires and realizing your divinity via your body vehicle. So it is, instead of pushing those things away or saying they're bad and wrong, it's actually embracing those things that you desire, of course, without hurting other people. Okay, so radical sacred feminism, go inside. It's all in you. The wisdom is all in you. That's really what the tantras teach us. It's in you. It's not some external force that's going to make you happy or give you peace and help you feel more yourself. So it's really getting inside of the love inside of you, because we are all sacred divine beings. And meditation and some of these practices that I will be sharing are a way to get you in touch with that. Because, darling, you are in the universe and the universe is in you. I'm going to be offering some mantra meditation practices up. They're very practical. They're super easy. The rest of the stuff is dancing, maybe a little bit of movement, and group sharing. So I hope that you think about possibly joining me, learning a little bit more about radical sacred feminism and Shakti Tantra. Sending love. Namaste.